It seems like time's flying by fast this 2026, and we're already in the second quarter of the year. With that, we can expect a bunch more phones to be launched this April, as well as the coming months. But before the new phones arrive in the Philippines, let's take a quick look at the mid-range smartphones launched this Q1 of 2026, specifically those priced under 40,000 pesos. Surprisingly, there were a lot, so if you're in the market to buy one now, I suggest you stay tuned to see which one you think is the best. For reference, the phones below are listed in a random order, and that doesn't mean that one is better than the other. It is listed down by price in ascending order though. So without further ado, let's get started. Starting things off, we have one of two OPPO models in this list, the Reno15 F. It's the budget version of the Reno15 series, starting at just 23,999 pesos for the 8 plus 128GB variant. This then makes it the most affordable smartphone on this list. It's also available in 8 plus 256GB version for 25,999 pesos and 28,999 pesos for the 12 plus 256GB model. Under the hood, the Reno15 F packs a Snapdragon 6 Gen 1 chipset, which is a rather relatively old processor. Based on our review, it scored 602,000 on Antutu. It's then paired with a 7,000 mAh battery with 80-watt Super VOOC wired charging speeds. The Reno15 F also features a 6.57-inch AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate, a triple rear camera system with a 50-megapixel main, 8-megapixel ultrawide, and 2-megapixel macro, along with a 50-megapixel front camera. For protection, it features an IP66, 68, and 69 rating for dust and water resistance, making it quite rugged for everyday use. The newest phones on this list are the new Samsung Galaxy A series model, launched just as March ended. With that, we don't have the benchmark scores just yet. In fact, we haven't even reviewed the phone yet, at least by the time we recorded this video. Now, starting things off with the Galaxy A37 5G, the phone packs an Exynos 1480 chipset, and it is powered by a 5,000 mAh battery pack with 45-watt charging speed. It also comes with a 6.7-inch Full HD Plus Super AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate. For cameras, there's a 50-megapixel main, an 8-megapixel ultrawide, and a 5-megapixel macro lens, as well as a 12-megapixel front camera. It's rated for IP68 dust and water resistance and runs on Samsung's latest One UI 8.5 OS. In terms of the style, it looks very similar to the Samsung Galaxy S26 series we were able to check out earlier this year. The Galaxy A37 starts at 25,990 pesos for the 8 plus 128GB variant and 27,990 pesos for the 8 plus 256GB variant. Next up on this list is the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus. Fun fact, this is also one of the first phones we reviewed this 2026. Powered by a Snapdragon 7S Gen 4 chipset, it is a very capable chipset that can run most graphic-intensive titles on medium settings. It was able to run an Antutu score of around 816,000 on our review. This makes it perfectly paired with a 6.83-inch 1.5K display with a 120Hz refresh rate. It only comes with a dual rear camera though, featuring a 200-megapixel main and an 8-megapixel ultrawide, along with a 32-megapixel front camera. There is a large 6,500 mAh battery and 100-watt fast wired charging. In addition to its rather unique design, the Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus is also quite rugged, featuring an IP66, 68, 69, and 69K rating for dust and water resistance. The Redmi Note 15 Pro Plus retails for 25,999 pesos for the base 12 plus 256GB variant, while the 12 plus 512GB variant retails for 27,999 pesos. The top spec POCO X8 model also makes it on this list with the X8 Pro Max. While the name might remind you of a different smartphone, the same can be said for the design of the phone. But aside from its design, it's quite weather resistant with an IP68 rating for dust and water resistance. Under the metal, the POCO X8 Pro Max packs a MediaTek Dimensity 9500S chipset, which makes it one of the most powerful smartphones on this list. It scored over 3 million on Antutu, making it akin to flagship level devices. I mean, they do call this a flagship killer after all. As for the battery, it's one of the biggest as well. An 8,500 mAh battery pack with 100-watt fast wired charging. It also features a 6.83-inch 1.5K AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate and dual rear cameras featuring a 50-megapixel main, an 8-megapixel ultrawide, as well as a 20-megapixel front camera. It might be a bit down, at least on features like the camera, but the chipset and battery make up for it. Not to mention the POCO X8 Pro Max retails for 25,999 pesos for the 12 plus 256GB variant, while the 12 plus 512GB variant retails for 27,999 pesos. Moving on to the other Samsung Galaxy A series model, the A57. It's similarly designed to the Galaxy A37 but packs a more capable Exynos 1680 chipset. While it uses a different chipset, the battery and charging speeds remain the same, featuring a 5,000 mAh battery and 45-watt wired charging. The size of the display might be the same at 6.7 inches, but it uses a Full HD Plus Super AMOLED Plus panel with support for HDR10+. There's also a more capable 12-megapixel ultrawide, while the 50-megapixel main and 5-megapixel macro lenses remain the same. The Galaxy A57 also comes with an IP68 rating for dust and water resistance. Similarly, it runs on One UI 8.5 OS out of the box. Pricing for the Samsung Galaxy A57 starts at 28,990 pesos for the 128GB variant, 30,990 pesos for the 256GB variant, and 37,990 pesos for the top spec 512GB model. The Vivo V series smartphones have jumped in price over the years, with the new V70 now starting at 31,999 pesos for the 8 plus 256GB model, while the 12 plus 512GB model costs 39,999 pesos already. But for those who love taking photos, the V70 comes with Zeiss-tuned cameras, including a 50-megapixel main, 50-megapixel telephoto, and an 8-megapixel ultrawide. There's also a Zeiss 50-megapixel front camera for selfies. In terms of performance, it packs Snapdragon 7 Gen 4 chipset, which scored over 1.4 million on Antutu. The V70 also packs a long-lasting 6,500 mAh battery with 90-watt flash charging. The screen is a bit on the smaller side, featuring a 6.59-inch display with a 120Hz refresh rate. But thankfully, the phone is well protected from the elements with IP68 and 69 ratings for dust and water resistance. Still, if you love taking photos, it's hard to beat what the Vivo V70 can offer with its Zeiss-tuned cameras. Moving on to the most expensive phone on this list is the other OPPO smartphone, the Reno15 5G. It starts at 36,999 pesos for the 12 plus 256GB variant, while the 12 plus 512GB variant retails at 39,999 pesos. At that price, it's close to some flagship level models already. I mean, just a little bit more. Powering the Reno15 5G is a Snapdragon 7 Gen 4 chipset, and it is a very capable chipset with an Antutu score of over 1.4 million. With that, expected to handle graphic-intensive titles without any issues. It packs a 6,500 mAh battery and features 80-watt Super VOOC fast charging. As for the display, it comes with a 6.59-inch AMOLED panel with up to 120Hz refresh rates. The triple rear camera features a 50-megapixel main, a 50-megapixel telephoto, and an 8-megapixel ultrawide paired with a 50-megapixel front camera. For protection, it features IP68 and IP69 levels of dust and water resistance. So that's about it for all the phones we found interesting this Q1 2026, priced under 40,000 pesos. Which one is your favorite? And more importantly, which one would you pick if you needed a phone right now? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you found this video interesting, do drop a like and subscribe to watch more. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms, that's Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And of course, visit yugatech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. Also, the individual reviews of these phones. But once again, this has been Jose, and I'll see you guys in the next one.